Hi, welcome back to the course. In today's video, we will be displaying a record of the data we've entered in our database. Here we can see we have just one data called hello. So we can test with another data to be sure it's still working. We can use welcome and save. Below here we can see our success message inserted successfully. Now when we refresh, we would expect to see it in our database, welcome. But recall that in our previous video I mentioned that I would like to automatically use the status in progress while as soon as the data is entered into a database. So what we need to do is come to the structure, we come to status and click on change. So we come here for default as defined and then we paste in progress. Then we have to save it. So I'll just come back to to-do list, structure, just a moment, come back here, I'll make this 20 so that it can cover and say in progress. So we can save. So in progress is more than 10 in length, so that's why we got the error initially, but we've changed the length to 20, so now we have in progress. Now, so for any data we entered now, automatically in progress will be the status. So we can't see it here because we just entered this now. So let us try it one more time. Let's see. Exercise is part of our to-do list for today. Let's save it. So when we come to our database and we refresh, we can see in progress as a status. So we've done that. Now next thing we need to do is to actually display our data here. So we'll be removing all the data, leaving the buttons and the headers here. So the first thing we need to do is to let's collapse this, and so we'll be removing those data. So the first thing is table row, buy groceries for the week, we're removing that. New car insurance, removing that. Let us save. Let's refresh our browser, cancel so that we don't submit the form again. So we just have one item. So this is what we're going to be using, but this time we'll be fetching all data from the database. So the first thing we need to do is open our PHP and close our PHP because we want to fetch data using PHP into the table, right? So the first thing we need to do is to create a variable, and we can name this fetch task equals to, so our basic CRUD function, select all from. Now remember the name of the table, select all from to-do list. So select all from to-do list, and then next we have the fetch query MySQLi underscore query, open parenthesis, $connect, $fetch query. We close, we save. So this is not all, but this is the first step we need to take. So next, we need to use a fetch ASOC. Now, what we'll be doing, we'll be using a while loop. So while loop gives a condition. For example, this is what we're going to say: while $row equals to MySQLi underscore fetch ASOC. So what does this mean? Okay, let me complete that first. $fetch query. So what does this mean? What it means is we're saying that we're creating a variable $row and we are equating it to a function called fetch ASOC, and fetch ASOC stands for associative array. So while $row equals to this, what we have to do is to create a variable $id equals to $row ID. You can do that using the shortcut. Then we have $task equals to $row task. So what it means now is that we're going to fetch everything associated with that particular table row. So it goes to the table row, it fetches the data, then it goes back as long as $row is still fetch ASOC. It goes back to fetch the next data. So this is exactly what it's going to do. So now, because we want it to appear in the table, we're going to close PHP and open PHP again. So within here, we want our table row to appear, this table. So we're going to cut this and paste it here. Now remember that we said it's going to fetch associative array as long as there's a condition. So as long as while $row is equal to this, it will keep spinning and be searching for data to look for the first data display, look for the second data display, and so on. So let's have this here. So we're going to be having here, it's going to be PHP. We want to get the PHP echo $task. So that's what we want to appear there. And then we have PHP echo $status. Okay, we didn't add status here. We didn't fetch status. So remember to save. Okay, let's close here. We're having an error. Let's close here. Save. Now, so it's going to fetch the task and the status. So let's go back and try that. Okay, what it's saying is undefined variable fetch query. Undefined variable fetch query. So what line is that? Line 53. Which is here. Fetch task equals to select all from to-do list. Fetch query MySQLi underscore query $connect. So we need to troubleshoot to know exactly why. So unquotes cannot be empty on line 53. Okay, fetch task. This is line 53. Select all. So let's see. Select all from to-do list. So that's the table name. Fetch query MySQL underscore query $fetch task. So we are supposed to fetch task here. So if we go back, and it should be resolved now. So undefined array task on line 58. So it is important for you to get this error so you can know what the issue is. So now what we have in here is while $row, we're creating a variable called ID. It should go into the row and fetch the ID. It should also go into the row to fetch the task. But in our table here, we don't have any row called tags. What we have is to-do name. So that's where the mistake is coming from. So the name is to-do name, to-do underscore name. So that should resolve the next complaint. So you must understand. So it's resolved now, but you must understand that you need to learn how to troubleshoot. When you have an error like that, it makes you understand why you have a problem and what could be the issue. So now you can see it went into the database, fetched hello, went back, fetched hello, and whatever is associated with you is empty. Fetched welcome is also empty, and a fetch exercise which is in progress, which is what we call, associative. So they're associated with one another. It also fetched the button because the button is inside the loop, which is delete and finished. They are inside the loop. So I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll be stopping here, and then I'll be seeing you in the next video. So if you have any challenge, please do well to go through the video again. You can also reach out if you have any complaints. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.